This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back to the Veda Podcast. Yet all three of us again. Phil, I don't know. Phil, he may be back someday. We don't know. He's off gallivanting with his billionaire friends. But joined here as always, or usually, by Mike the Mouth Matusow and Matusow and Brandon Cantu. I'm gonna start off with my rant here. Mike, again, just like anytime I have to deal with this guy, it's like blood pressure through the roof. He was 17 minutes late logging on today. He forgot his email password, and then he got through all that, and he didn't know what his name was for this podcasting software, which you can have any name you want. It literally doesn't matter. But most of all with him, we're watching the Timberwolves last series versus Denver, and Ant goes down with an injury, and Mike declares multiple times that Ant will not be back for the series. And then eventually he said maybe game four, but the series will be over.
I just read what that friggin' ESPN says. It's a game 3 minimum.
That's
so
ESPN never said that. ESPN never said that. And this is why we call him Dr. Matusow.
I'm going to read you the article where they do say that. So
because and then all day yesterday we talked about Ant's coming back. He's not. Game 4 tops. Game 4. Then went to game 3, and then all of a sudden he's like, I bet you it's not. Why don't you bet me on the game right now? And it's like, that's not what this talk was about, Mike. It was about you once again being wrong. Because
I'm pulling the article up where it says
how many times have we been in a chat with Mike where a guy goes down and Mike is like, it's his Achilles, this is ACL, and the guy's like back a minute later. Now in this case, like Ant did leave game, I think it was like game 5 or 4. So he was out like a week and a half. But I sat there and said, like, this guy recovers quick. Like, he will be back for the San Antonio series, and Mike is Mike, and just I don't know, but we're glad to have him here. I guess I just try not to be 20 minutes late next time.
Hey, us starting at like 20 minutes late on a Tuesday is way better than when you say, sorry guys, can't make it. Let's try it tomorrow. Sorry guys, can't make it. Oh, sorry, I just can't make it. You and Cantu will just have to take over the show because I can't make it. So 18 minutes late and actually starting on the day is like the first time in like 6 weeks. So
I give my availabilities all the time and what works and what doesn't. You're the one that has a cat in a tree or can't wake up before 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the only adult in the history of mankind.
Mike's excuses. Let's go through the excuse bag.
Remember when he dropped his iPad in the tub?
That was last week. 2 weeks ago.
The cat has to go to the vet. He accidentally scheduled the maids at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. Let's go down the whole list.
They wanted to come today at 12. I told them no.
Last week he had the flu. Within 24 hours he was better. What else do we have? It is. Oh, we had the eye doctor. This is all just recent. We had the eye surgery.
I had eye surgery. What do you want me to do?
That was your best excuse. I will say the eye surgery was a good excuse.
Yeah, I had eye surgery last Tuesday. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. I had the same rant. We're in the same group chat. It's Dr. Mike over here telling us exactly the injuries, how long they're out for. He's always just so wrong. He's told us, like, bet the world. Ant is out. Ant is out for the whole series. It's not just 3 or 4 games. He knows this injury. I mean, we hear it all from Mike.
How did Portland do? They were going to win the series. I said they're not winning another game.
I did not say they're going to win the series. I thought they'd win 2, but don't be surprised if they get swept.
Minnesota might win 2. Might.
Ooh.
I think they will most definitely win two games in this series, unless you think they're going to lose the next 4.
I think they have a good shot to lose the next 4, but I think they win one more.
I don't know that game last night. Should we just jump into the T-Wolves Spurs game right off the top? That game last night it never felt like any lead was safe, even when Minnesota was, to me,
there was never a lead. 10. There was never a lead up until the last 3 minutes of the game.
Like 10.
Yeah, up until 3 minutes of the game, nobody led by more than 4, and so you said to yourself, "Well, this game is going to be an incredible finish." And then all of a sudden, after missing 28 of 33 pointers. They found themselves down by 10. And then all of a sudden, and Ant was right after the game, like they almost like quit playing. They quit getting offensive rebounds. They let the Spurs go right to the rack. Like they're like, oh, look, well, we're up by 10. Let's just let them score, and then we'll use all the clock and see if we can hold on. And somehow, some way, by miracle of a missed wide open three with nobody around them by Champagny, they hold on to win the game. And David Woodley, you could have possibly had severe heart attacks there. I mean,
yeah. Well, thank you for cutting me off.
I
Mike.
can't believe. Yeah, go ahead.
All I wanted to say was the fourth quarter down the stretch, when they do had that like 10-point lead, it didn't feel safe. The Minnesota just in the last minute. Minnesota in the last minute just forgot how to dribble. It felt like I was watching youth basketball, like the last minute with that lead. Did you feel that way, Woodley? Like what you had to be like throwing things around the house.
It was incredible.
I kind of knew. I mean, listen, I know how these Minnesota teams are. I had it like 50-50 at that point, legitimately. And then
I was laughing at you too.
As they started turning the ball over. I mean, the one that really was the worst is they're up by 4 with like 34 seconds left. Like it's really hard to screw that up. And like Ant like threw it away on the inbounds. And then I was like, uh-oh. And then I knew what was gonna happen. I knew like they would throw up some bad shot there. And watching that kind of tick down. I mean, when that guy shot that three, I thought that I felt like
Randall was great, but that three he shot on the last possession was so bad.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, they tried to give it away. I mean, it was a weird game in the fact that so Minnesota's defense is like legit. They really did shut Wemby down, and like they're making a big deal about Wemby having 12 blocks, but like legitimately though, I mean, Chris Finch gave interview today. The Timberwolves head coach, and he's like, we sent in 4 of those blocks. He's like, they were clearly goaltending. It was like to the point where it like had hit the backboard, and he was still doing it.
I know it's what you're talking about.
I saw 4 of them. There was 4 that actually hit the backboard. Like, how could the refs miss these?
Yeah, and he said he's like 8 points is a lot in the NBA, and like 2 of those blocks too led to like fast breaks. That was a 12-point swing in a 2-point game. So
and
I think,
9 missed free throws. So
I think Minnesota's going to clean some stuff up. I think the Spurs will shoot a bit better, but like Ant's going to be able to play more. Maybe Ayu or however you say his name will be back. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. This Shannon kid all of a sudden is like come out of nowhere, and like Shannon is he's good, man. He like drives to the hole. You don't get a lot of that these days in the NBA, and he just drives the hole like with kind of reckless abandon. But he's also, this is crazy with his stat. He's in his 2 games that he started, he's played over 70 minutes. He has like 40 something points and 0 turnovers.
No, he's been great.
Wow,
you're kind of witnessing like a star in the making. So I don't know, man. I think this series goes 7. I mean, it has all the makings of it. Like Minnesota's not going to run away with this one, but I don't know. I mean, they stopped Wemby. Like they did bully ball on him. I mean, like Randall, I saw like Randall held him to 1 point when Randall was guarding him, and he went like 1 of 8.
Well, he forced up a lot of shots, and I think he'll clean that up next game. I don't want to hear about his 12 blocks because he had his okay, so the 2 of them, Fox and Wemby, average almost 50 a game. I think they do average 50 a game. 28.5 for Wemby, and what does Fox average? 21? Anyways, they were held to a total of 18. 10 for Fox, and like Fox said after the game in the interview, he goes, you don't need to tell me that I played bad. I know I played bad. He was an atrocity. Every time he went to the rack, he literally turned the ball over. Every 3-pointer, he didn't even, like when he shot a 3-pointer when they were wide open, he didn't even get close. He either hit like the side of the backboard, the front of the rim, the back of the rim. There wasn't like any that almost went in and then didn't go in. So like those are 2 superstars that averaged 50 a game that got 18. 18 total. 8 and 10. Like Wembley had 8 points. The guy averaged 29 a game. So when I see that, okay, so there you go. There's your difference. So they're going to get 30 more points. Okay, let's just say 28 more points. And then the missed free throws and the missed dunks, that averages 26 more points, right? So you are going to see, you're not going to see like blowouts because there's going to be a lot of adjustment. But I still I don't think you're missing your two guards. I don't think you could overcompensate for 22 points a game missing unless Shannon keeps going for 20.
Yeah, well, here's the thing that I couldn't believe is just off one win, the T-Wolves went from, we were talking about last night, 11-1 to win the series. Now what do we got? 180, like 1.8 to 1. That's got to give you some good feeling over there, Woodley.
I really had zero expectations for this series, and like the Timberwolves are like the best team in the first two rounds the last several seasons. I mean, they've kind of done this every year now, and they're beating like really quality teams. I think they can do it again. I mean, I'm kind of like fully on this bandwagon. I mean, the thing is like they have like zero margin for error in terms of health. They got to get healthy, and they got to like avoid another crushing injury. But man, I don't know. I mean, they play good defense. They play really, really well as a team, and like it's weird. They're all of a sudden like the veteran team. Like they're the ones that were like calm, cool, collected. Like the Spurs were the ones like kind of making dumb fouls, like losing their composure. Like Wemby did not look that formidable. And again, like they're not going to let him get away with these goaltends again next game. And they're going to shoot better than like 40% from the free throw line. That was what was getting me. Like, how many times does that happen where like a team loses by 2 or 3 and you're like, oh, they missed like 13 free throws earlier in the game.
I just couldn't believe it. Okay, so we can move on from this series real quick, but yeah, I personally believe I think the Spurs are that good. I think Castle, who also had 5 fouls, he was in foul trouble. He's going to be better. Their stars are going to be better. I just don't think Minnesota has enough offense to win. We'll see. I have nobody in this fight. So I'm pulling for you. I'm
pulling for you as a Minnesota fan, but I will say I do like the Spurs, especially at that sub 200 price point. It's just so tempting.
I'm going to bet it. The team was 29-3 down the stretch. I mean, against very, very good teams. So I just don't see. I think it's a weird one.
It's a weird one because they were minus 3,000,
Well, that was because Ant was out,
Yeah, but then like one game in, like they're basically like a toss up like that. It shouldn't be that big of a discrepancy, like in the lines. Like something was way off, and I think something still is way off. It's like, the Spurs are a 9.5 point favorite again tomorrow, and it's like, they could do it. This doesn't feel like a series where like anyone's gonna blow anyone out. I mean, it's just Minnesota's defense is just too fucking good in the playoffs to get down by that much.
Listen, Minnesota, I always give Minnesota credit. Their team defense has always been good. I mean, look what they did to Joker. Look what they did to Murray last series. Murray more missed every shot in the world than they really. But they bottled Joker.
That's part of it. I mean, that's part of it. Like when you're playing that good at defense, like the threes that the Spurs were missing, like a lot more contested. They put a lot of pressure on it too. Like they're not, those aren't like set plays. Like they're kicking it out like towards the end of the shot clock.
What I noticed, and again, I joke around with you about they suck, but like what I noticed a lot was they were really getting out on the shooters, right? And then they'd get late in the shot clock, and like you just said, and their shots were mostly wide open, but they had to press to shoot them because it was late in the shot clock. And I think that had a lot to do with it. Fox would get to the rim and miss at least 6 or 7 layups. I couldn't even believe how many layups he missed. But again, they were late in the shot clock because of their defense early and so I will give credit there for what you're saying that the defense was good early.
What's kind of scary though is the Spurs didn't play that good. I think we can all agree with that. I don't think Minnesota played that good. I mean, they played good defensively, but they're scoring. I think they can get that up a lot. I don't know. Woodley, did you think, as our T-Wolves expert, did you think they played like a really good game in the win? I did not.
It was a weird game. I mean, it was kind of like an ugly game.
It was a 90s basketball game, man.
Ant like really, he played well. It was weird though. They kind of like went away from it. Like he had 7 in the first quarter. Didn't really shoot the ball the second.
Yeah, he had 7 going to the fourth quarter. I had under 21.5, and he had 11 in the first 5 minutes of the fourth. And I'm just like, oh, so 3 more points and I friggin' lose with 7 minutes to go. And then he goes right down the lane for a layup that lays on the rim and falls off. And I'm like, oh, God, I hope that 2 points saves me. I mean, we almost middled it. Like Phil had over 19 and a half and I had under 21 and a half. I don't know how that possibly happened in 2 different sports books, but I won at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's like a lot of uncertainty around. I mean, it was fun to watch like the news yesterday of him coming back. 'Cause, like what you immediately saw, you saw like it go from 11-1 down to 7-1 down to 4-1. I think it closed at circuit like plus 375 for the Wolves to win the series, and then even the spread, it was like 14.5, went all the way down to like 8.5, and then I think it closed like 9.5.
Well, let's talk about a series that just ended and started is how the Boston Celtics blew a 3-1 series lead to Philly. And the day before, now again, they're down 1-0. They looked awful in game 1.
But smoked.
Yeah, but every time they've lost by 30, they've won the next day. So let's see what happens in game 2. That should be interesting. I took 20-1 for them to win the East. And listen, the Knicks were only 245 to win the series. And I think whoever wins the series is going to win the East. So, I could have laid off my 1,500 to win 25,000, and I could have just bet, 15, laid 3,000 or whatever, and free rolled the whole thing. But of course, why would I do that? I wanted to lose by 39 on the first game, and but
you mushed that one. You were sitting there saying like, Cat's so soft, like Embiid owns them, and then like, I mean, dude, what about the Knicks, man? Like, they're up 60 in a game 7, and now they're up 40. I won by 40.
Well, they're the first team in NBA history to win 3 games in a row in the playoffs by more than 25 points. Now, that has to mean something, okay? And they didn't just beat Philly. They kicked the shit out of them, okay? Just like I said, Philly didn't beat Boston. Philly beat the shit out of them 3 straight games. And, yeah, they got close in game 7 and blew the 18-point lead because the offense got a little stagnant. Now, I think the Knicks saw something in that game 7 when they went to the zone. And listen, Philly's offense became all one. I mean, they are an isolation team as it is, but boy, Maxey couldn't throw in a shot. Nobody can make a shot. They look like a team that was tired. So, and that's
and
exactly,
they were.
and
By
they
the way,
were.
and they were tired, emotionally tired, and physically tired.
Yeah. So let's see what happens in the next game. That should be interesting. But boy, if Brunson's going to come out with 19 in the first 5 minutes of a game, I don't think anybody's going to beat them in the East. But
no, for sure.
But I know the Cavs aren't good, but and I know Detroit is a joke. I mean, we could talk about that series.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we gotta take a quick break. So we'll be producer Danny is blowing up our headphones right now about
Danny's
this.
upset with us. We gotta go.
Very. Yeah. All right, we're gonna break.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're probably getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. But there's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. Yeah, we've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month for just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on an annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. Mike, I think you should go right into, and thanks to VSiN as always. You should go right in with your Phil story. I know you guys were coming around.
So I went over to Phil's new house.
We got a new house. I haven't heard about it.
A new condo, whatever.
Elaine Wynn's house. Woodley, Elaine Wynn's.
We were playing some Chinese, and he pulls out the video. This is Elaine Wynn's old place, and I'm playing high stakes Chinese with Mike, but it's not like I'm playing really high like I do with my billionaire
I saw
friends.
that. Yes, I saw that.
He said that.
Yeah, I usually play higher with my billionaire friends, but we're playing pretty high.
It was pretty funny.
What were you playing a point, Mike, for him to say that?
25.
25.
I beat him out of 5,000, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Could have been 500,000 if it was his billionaire friends.
So tonight, my Lakers are in action. They're 16-point dogs. It's the biggest dog, the biggest dog the Lakers have been in history. Now, I think missing Jalen Williams, okay, which he is important. Okay,
he's great.
And listen, LeBron's had 4 days off. I think they're going to cover the spread tonight. I think they lose, but man, give me the 16 tonight. If they don't cover 16 tonight, they ain't covering any game, right? I mean, the one thing I'll say about the Lakers is just kind of like with the Wolves. The Lakers have learned as this new group how to play really good defense. You could say, well, Houston had no shooters, but Houston was healthy except for Durant being out, which is big. It's 31 points a game. But also you take that same 33 points a game off of with Luka out. And so you're trying to tell me Amen Thompson, Şengün, all them great players, young players were better than Rui Hachimura, Luke Kennard,
Kennard.
And listen, take away the games fucking 4 and 5. Like LeBron was, I call him steroid head. There's zero chance this guy ain't on some designer steroid. I mean, I shouldn't say it. Maybe he'll come after me with a libel, but no. I mean, the guy can't. There's no. But the guy's barely older than me, and he's like. Looks like the top 5 player in the NBA. He's definitely a top 10
Barely
player in the
younger
NBA.
than you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's top 10 player in the NBA. I can't walk down my hallway. This guy's like running up and down the field. Like I love them in game 6 because I knew LeBron could not let it go to game 7. And LeBron locked in 4 of 6 from 3, 28 points. He was amazing. But yeah, I just think if they don't cover 16 tonight, they ain't covering anything.
I kind of agree with you, Mike. I was kind of waiting. I bet the other games already so far today. I was waiting to talk to you guys about this game. And I actually wanted to hear what you said, Mike, because I could see you go in both ways. This is your team. I kind of agree with you on the point of the Lakers better bring it. If they lose by 25 in this game or 30 or really blown out, I completely agree with you. They're going to get smoked this series.
Well, they're probably going to lose in 5 anyways, but I think they're going to be competitive tonight. The 43-point beatdown you saw before Luka was injured, they just caught him on a really bad day, and OKC hit everything, but it's going to come to listen. Ayton is going to have to play out of his mind against Chet underneath. If Ayton could get 15 and 15 or 20 and 15, they'll be competitive.
Let me tell you, as Ayton was in Portland, you can never count on this guy ever. Ever. Do not ever count on Ayton. I don't care if he put 3 good games in a row. He'll put up a 0.2 rebound game and out of nowhere. I'm like,
but I think he'll bring it game 1. I think the Lakers lose. I think they lose by 11.
Well, maybe that's true, but just don't count on Ayton. If he does something, count it as like a bonus. If he has that, out of nowhere, he'll be like 25 points, 17 rebounds. It's just out of nowhere. You can't. It's whether he's having good med day or something.
Okay, this series is going to be 4 games to 1 unless Luka magically comes back. But even then,
Luka's kind of fat though. He's no Ant. He doesn't have that healing power. That's why
he also doesn't have a grade 2 hamstring.
What is by the way, what is Luka's latest injury? I haven't
he hasn't even started running yet.
So is he out for the series then, or?
I think so. They said he could be back by game 4. I don't see it.
But if you're down 3-0, like why would you bring him back?
Right. And I was saying like they're saying, well, there's a process of healing. I say, well, get him start running now. Whatever. If he re-injures it, who cares? He has the whole entire summer to get it back.
No, I agree. Like, it's kind of what Ant did, right? Like, he was the one that was like, put me in. He's like, if I re-injure it, I re-injure it. Like, whatever. Like, we have the whole offseason. Like,
it's a hamstring. It's not a calf, right? So like,
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna tear your Achilles. Yeah,
get yourself ramped up. If you pull it again, you're done. Like sitting out an extra 3 games.
Yeah.
Or if you re-injure a hamstring, you have what 4 till October. What's that? 5 months to 6 months to I don't understand why they haven't ramped him up yet. Like, who cares if he re-injures it? Like, what are you going to wait for game 3? You're down. You're going to win 5 out of 6 for 4 out of 5.
What I was going to say about all that is, yeah, I mean, the Lakers, like, their only chance in the series is to win tonight. Like, they lose tonight, like, this series, it's zero chance. I mean, I think in these series where, like, one team's a massive underdog, like, the only chance they have is to come out of the gate firing in game 1. Because that gives them that confidence. And it's like, then you're going to lose game 2 at that point. But it's It's like kind of everything at that point. But, like, you can't go down 0-2. Like, you cannot, and and
they're good. They're not. If they don't win tonight, they're going down 0-2.
We'll cover this. I'll bring this up in the hockey thing in a minute too. But like, I was talking to like a lot of Wild fans and stuff, and I was like, game 2 is a must win, and they're like, no, it's not. Like, teams come back all the time. I'm like, no, like you don't understand. Like, when you're the worst team, and the Wild are a good team, but if you're done 0-2, that means you have to win 4 of your next 5. That means you have to you're effectively playing a 5-game series. You have to win 4 games to 1. And like, how hard is that to do from the jump for anybody, right? Like, even if the Lakers somehow went up 2-0, that puts like Oklahoma City in a pretty precarious position as well, because there's just zero margin for error at that point, because you have to win 4 of the next 5. So like, I don't know, this idea, like, I don't know what it is. I think teams need to come back more when it used to be down 2-0 wasn't as big of a deal, but I think it's a huge deal these days.
In the NBA, 2-0. It's a lot bigger than the hockey, but
it's hard to come back 2-0 in hockey, man. It really is. It's just like,
but hockey upsets happen. The 8s beat the 1s, the 7s beat the 2s. Hockey's just a different. There is more upset. You can kind of lock in a little more. I mean, the NBA, when you're the better team, it is really hard to come back from down 2-0.
I mean, Philly was at 8, and they needed to win last night. They dominated Carolina and still lost, and now they're down 2-0. So one more series in the basketball. Let's get this through. Detroit against the Cavs. Detroit somehow played a Orlando team that blew a 23-point halftime lead to shut them out. They scored a NBA record 19 second-half points. I've never seen anything like what I witnessed.
One of my favorite stats, I got to say, from that last series was Orlando made 4 shots in the second half. That is mind-blowing in a closeout game to make 4 shots.
Yeah. They had 11 points at the free throw line and made 4 baskets in 20. How many minutes?
That's hilarious. 24 minutes. 24 minutes.
So that's 1 basket 12. Every 8 minutes. No, every 7 minutes.
6 minutes, Mike.
6 minutes. 1 basket every 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's
unforgivable.
There's really no way to even.
I love Detroit too in Game 7.
And
after
this is like this whole Detroit, Cleveland. Like, talking about, like, my God, like 2 cities, like just
this game opened 2.5. Been bet to 3.5.
Can you imagine? I'd be so.
I got 2.5. I took
Detroit. It must suck so much to be like I don't know if it's on TNT or ESPN. Doesn't really matter. But like, imagine you're like the reporting. You're the crew, and you're like, okay, we either can get sent to like LA for some games or Minnesota for some games, San Antonio. I mean, Oklahoma City sucks too. But then they're like, nope, you're gonna spend the next 2 weeks in Detroit and Cleveland.
But they're a 2-hour drive. They're right next to each other too.
Yeah, so. But I mean, who cares? It's just like, ugh. I mean, Detroit, I guess, is okay, but I mean, Cleveland, just like the worst city in America.
Do either of you believe that Detroit or Cleveland can beat the Knicks or Philly?
No. Well, I don't know.
They can beat Philly.
No,
I
don't think so. I don't think
this
Philly's
is the Knicks to lose. I really believe that it's the Knicks.
So for work, we actually just picked up a suite. We hit up the Knicks like, hey, we want to get a suite and take some people to the game. And they're like, we don't have any. They're like, we have a 40-person one for Game 7. We're like, okay, cool. Like, we'll book game like that. It's not making it to 7. I guess if it does, like, we got a hell of a deal. But no, I don't. The Philly's not going to beat the Knicks, barring like some big injury, which I guess can always happen. But No, I
Philly's
think
healthy, man. They lost 2 games to Boston by 32. They came back the next day and kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, but Boston's going through the motions. I mean, dude, I think New York truly, they know this is it. They know this is like, now I don't think they can win a title, but like them making the finals would just be huge. It's been a long, long, long time since the Knicks made the finals. And like,
I gotta say, hold on. I gotta say, guys, does it bother anybody else that whenever Embiid, especially in that fourth quarter, it looked like he got shot in the leg every time? Like, he looked like he was dying.
What do you mean that? They ran into his knee. Like they literally
every play. But
did you see? He's lucky he didn't have a major knee injury. I mean, they literally rolled into his knee twice, and it could be why he played so bad.
It looked like he got shot in the leg. It's just a little overdone. Sure, it hurts. Come on.
Everything was short yesterday. They're not. Listen, I promise you, the Knicks are. This will be a close game in Game 2. Take the points. I think they have a good shot to win the game. It'll be close. Maxi's not going to play that bad. And neither is Embiid. Embiid, like, every shot was short. The only one that really brought it yesterday was Edgecombe again. So, we'll see what happens there.
all right, we got to take another break here real quick, and then we'll be right back.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back from a stupendous break. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. I think we covered all the NBA ones. Oh, real quick, what are your picks then, Mike? You're going Lakers plus $1 million.
Tonight's game, I'm taking the 16. I watch this Cavs team every game against Toronto. Like, any team that plays defense, the Cavs suck. And Toronto was like a top 5 defensive team, and they won the first two games easy, and they were down 12 in Game 7. Now, they did come back, win and cover, but that's only because Toronto was missing Quickly and Ingram, and they were still life and death to win this series. I mean, Detroit plays great defense. I think Detroit wins the series, and I don't think they have any chance against New York or Philly.
Here are my picks. I'm sticking with Woodley's Timberwolves. I bet them in Game 1. I'm going to stick with them in Game 2. I'm going Knicks as well. I'm going, I've already bet the Pistons, got a great number at 2.5. And after our talks, I'm going to go Lakers and take, after we're done with the podcast, the 15.5 or 16. And I'm always sticking with my favorites, who I just seem to do so well with. The Vegas Golden Knights. There's no team I personally do better than betting on the Knights. It's like somehow in my mind, if I forget to bet them, they lose and won't cover. If I remember, they win. I don't know what it is.
Well, they laid it. They laid
with them.
They laid $1.70 in Game 1. They were completely dominated. Like, Vegas couldn't have played worse if they tried. And somehow, some way, they got some late goal on a horrible missed officiated icing call.
Let me go from there. I want to talk about this.
Wide open net where he literally passed up the shot.
Oh, that was another one. I've never seen anything like it.
First off, we did get lucky. That was a clear missed icing. I don't know what the refs were looking at. Terrible missed call. But I was telling my friend as I was watching the game, it's something that the Knights do. When you talk about a veteran team that has been there before, they were getting outplayed, yet I was feeling so comfortable that they were just kind of waiting for the Ducks to make a mistake, kind of like they did. After they tied it 1-1, I'm like, oh, no, here we go, because it was my biggest bet of the month.
I thought they were going to lose.
The Knights. And then just right after they scored, they just come back with such confidence. Maybe it should have been an icing, but that's not what caused the goal. That was just a great veteran pass over the middle, easy goal. I'm like, it's just what the Knights do. They're so seasoned in the playoffs.
I still don't know how a ref could miss that. I mean, he wasn't past the red line, and I mean, you have to be past the red line or it's icing, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah, I think I don't know what happens. I mean, you see it happen in these games sometimes where they think that, I mean, I think what happens a lot is they think there's a deflection and then they wave it off or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't
here-
know. Like,
here-
I don't understand how icing isn't reviewable. A lot of times it's
Well,
clear. Not
first of all-
always. It's tough.
First of all, it shouldn't be reviewable, and offside shouldn't be reviewable. You can't
Yeah,
sit
I
there
hate
and
offside
that.
should. Offside should.
no,
Why?
I hate.
No,
I hate it.
No,
I think
they only review it. They only review it if the team scores. All right. So, like, if the ref misses offsides, that's just like saying, "Oh, touchdown! Oh, wait, look how he's blatantly holding. Hold on, let's review it. Oh, yes, holding penalty, no touchdown."
But it's only
No, you know what the
important.
worst part?
It's only
No,
important if it's
no.
missed.
There's
if it's
so
a
many
goal.
times if you're gonna do it, like the goal better have happened within like 5 seconds. There's been times where the team will be offsides. They'll control the zone
30
for like a minute and a half.
Yeah,
There'll be like
exactly.
4 shots. There'll be like 2 more turnovers. They'll get
Exactly.
a goal, and then all of a sudden, like, what are they reviewing? And it's from like a minute and a half earlier.
Dude, thank you.
Dude, the Wild had one last year. This happened. They should have won that game when they played the Knights in the first round. The dude was off by like this much, and you're like, okay, he was, but it literally had nothing to do with the play because they scored
Absolutely.
like 30 seconds later. And if you don't see it in real time, it shouldn't count. And,
All right, so we're on the same page here. This is one of the rules I think is one of the worst.
I don't
rules in
agree,
hockey.
but it's okay. I mean,
Oh, sure.
No, it's
Okay.
horrible.
Okay, so
It
let
kills all the momentum.
No. Let's just listen.
I like
Every-
the drama
every-
of checking to see
No,
if he was
no,
on
no,
sides.
no.
I like it. But I
Every
think if you're
time-
gonna-
Every
you're
time
gonna
there's
do
a
it with
fucking
offsides.
no. Every time there's a touchdown in football, we need a review to make sure there was no holding penalty. And if there's a holding penalty, no touchdown. That is the
Not
exact
the
same.
same.
It is the exact
it is.
same thing. It's the
is.
exact same
No,
thing,
because
Cantu.
holding. No, I'll tell you why it's not. Because holding is a gray area. There is sometimes it's
What are you
like
talking about?
50-50. You can't quite tell when you slow it down. Holding is a judgment call. A lot.
They can
of
call
times.
holding on
Not
every
always.
penalty if they want to. Every play they can call
But-
holding if they want.
But stuff like offsides and a lot of times icing, not always, but if it's clear, I think that should be reviewable as well.
It kills
It's the
all the
dumbest
momentum.
rule.
I hate these ones with like the
Dumbest rule.
goaltender interference too and stuff. You're just like, it's so like, I don't know, man. And like,
At least not goaltender interference. If you knock the
It is-
goaltender off, it's
yeah, but you should
goaltender
be able to see it in
interference.
you should be able to see it in real time. That's why they wave it off in real time usually.
I will say when they have to
Too much
back it up like
replay.
60 to 90
too much
seconds,
replay.
that's
too
bad.
much replay.
That's bad.
Too much replay in the NBA as well. Like it just kills everything, and it's just like I don't know.
Well,
But
it
anyways,
kills
on
everything the way it's done because, like, at least in the ABS and in Major League Baseball, it's like it's done in like 3 seconds. Like, you can't. It's ridiculous.
But
I will
on-
say there is times where there was one. Was it God? Which game was it? I was watching. Was it the Knights? I can't remember. One of the games where they were zooming in. We had the magnifying glass
game-
to see if he was over by like
it was game
an
6.
eighth of a centimeter. Yeah,
It was
if it was
game-
over by an eighth of a centimeter. And at that point, I kind of agree with you guys. That wasn't the difference in the goal. They played for a while. It just
it's never the difference. Like
No,
sometimes
it's
it's
stupid.
blatant though. If it's
well,
blatant,
that's why they call it. If it's blatant, they call it. That's
Yeah,
the whole point of it.
Well, they miss it sometimes.
You can't back it up frame by frame a minute later after there's a minute, even if it's like 30 seconds out. Well, there's 30 seconds of game time. You don't go, oh, wait, let's see if this guy was offsides 30 seconds ago. It's the worst rule in hockey. I hate it. If they miss a call, they miss a call. That's it.
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah, the other big series, I would say it's probably the best 2 teams in the NHL, the Wild versus the Avalanche.
Here's Woodley. Woodley's in heaven. We get to talk about
No,
in the
I'm not in
second
heaven,
round.
man. I was, like, in hell.
Two Minnesota teams. This is heaven
Those-
for you. I
Those
mean,
assholes, they got down like 3-0, and I was like, okay, I'll go to bed early at least. At least I'll get that out. We'll fight. live to
First
fight
team in
another day.
history to get down 3-0, take the lead, and lose by 3 goals. That's
yeah,
amazing.
That's it. I mean,
all
like, they
those
just-
games.
9 to 6, and like they're such assholes because they finally come back. They come back. They're down. They tie at 3-3, then they give up a goal. Then it's like 4-4. They get up 5-4. It's like, here we go. 20 seconds later, they gave up another goal. It's 5-5, and then just at the bottom fell out. Right, like 9-6, like insane.
Goalie was terrible. The goalie missed so many.
They removed. They're starting the other guy. They're starting the other guy.
Oh, they are
today.
I didn't know that.
Gus.
Is he
it's a
better?
must win. He was a starter all year. I mean, yeah, he just.
Why did he play game one?
Oh.
Why did he play
Because-
game one?
Because they had this. Because he struggled on the stretch, and they put the rookie in for the previous series, and the rookie was lights out against the Stars.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah.
So like,
seems like you got to switch. I mean, that was bad.
he gave up.
He has some
it's a must.
easy
It's a must.
goals.
It's a must win for him too. And like, this is like where people are like, it's not. It's like you cannot beat the. I don't care who you are. You cannot beat the Colorado Avalanche 4 out of 5 games. You can't do that. You can't.
Well,
you can't give the Avalanche away where they can just like they're one way a win from effectively.
Only one team in NHL history has ever won the first 6 games in playoffs. I didn't know this, by the way. I saw this stat.
Really,
yesterday.
I'm surprised it's not way more.
Because the hockey, it's hard to win. Like,
I know it's hard, but I still would have thought if you would have asked me, I would have said way more. And I know it's hard.
Me too.
Win,
I saw that stat. I couldn't even believe it. But I like the Wild tonight. I mean, that's just it.
I bet the Wild, Woodley. I bet him. I've been really riding your Minnesota team. So
and Montreal, they got to be out of gas.
Plus, I got
mean,
like plus 190 or something like that, or 185.
I like the.
It's heavy. It's heavy. You eat a lot of. There's a lot of. I mean, they're a big underdog there, and like the Wild. I think people are sleeping on the Wild a bit. I mean, the problem with the Wild though is like they're missing Brodin, who's like their best pure defenseman, and they're missing Joel Eriksson Ek, who is like their number 1 center. I mean, they're so thin at center, and that's what absolutely killed them last game. Was that so? I mean, listen, they're gonna have to scratch and claw, and like they're gonna have to get lucky. They're gonna have to win this one, but it's a must win. It's a must win for the Wild.
What's the other series tonight? Like Montreal's playing.
There's not another game tonight. This is it.
Not tonight.
Who are they playing? Who's Montreal playing? They're not playing game
Buffalo.
1 tonight.
No, they play tomorrow.
I like Buffalo in that series, by the way.
The whole world is going to be rooting for Buffalo because, like, why wouldn't you? Like, that would be good. I mean, that's like super intriguing. Like, if Minnesota gets eliminated, like, I'm on Team Buffalo like all the way just because what a story.
Not the whole world, the whole United States. Canada will be all rooting for.
No. Canada hates Montreal. Like, they hate the Habs. They hate Montreal. Like, that's the thing.
It depends where you are.
Canada's not rooting for dude. Trust me. I worked in Montreal. I got engaged there. Bachelor party there. Married in Montreal. Like Montreal's a great city. Great city. But like
they have the whole French thing.
Everybody else hates them. Like Canada, like Toronto. Like Toronto's going to be rooting for Buffalo. I mean, hell, like half of.
I went to Montreal once in my life, and they didn't speak any English. And I couldn't even. I went to Burger King, and I'm like, a Whopper, huh? Whopper.
It's not true. They speak
plenty
of English.
When I was 15 years old, so that was 40 years ago. So
Mike's like just quoting like Pulp Fiction at this point. Right?
No, I swear to God, 42 years ago when I was there at 15, they didn't speak any English. It was so frustrating. The only time I was there.
They just didn't, like you. But all right, we got to take one more break, and then we'll come back and wrap it up.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Yeah, and we are back, folks. I think we kind of covered everything for the most part. Like, good luck to my Timberwolves and Wild. Good luck to Mike's Lakers and both of their Golden Knights. But with the World Series of Poker starting in a couple weeks, just curious what your guys' plans are, and give the people what they want. Like any other Phil stories, Mike. You have a lot of them.
I beat Phil out of like 181 points the other day, and he got it down to like 129, right? And he's like, okay, this is it, last hand, unless you stay in fantasy. And then I beat him for like 29 points and stayed in fantasy, and beat him for another 35. He's like, oh, I'm stuck to maximum. We're actually quitting. He goes, let's play one more hand. I go, no, you know how it works. We have a hard stop time. We're done, at this time, start time. And so I got him for the absolute maximum, and it was pretty funny. Now, I did run pretty good. I'm not going to say I didn't run pretty good, but it was pretty funny.
By the way, on the World Series, I'm going to be playing all the World Series events. Well, as many as I can. Day off here and there, but
can you hook me up with your backer? I mean, it must be nice because I don't have any. I won't be playing them all.
I'll be playing the main, and then maybe like one or two more. But I don't know. The main's we'll see.
This is year 30 for me.
I will max late reg day 2 and just see how see how it goes.
I will never be more than 5 minutes late on a day 1, because if you get a good table,
I will.
You will get a full double up, and I've cashed it now 6 of the 7 years. And
so you think you should play day 1?
It's the only tournament you need to play day 1. It's just you're going to get 2 or 3 people at your table that have no clue how to play. And if you're happen to be the one who gets that stack, you get a 2x stack starting day 2, and those are hard to get. And 2 years, I had bad tables for like 3 years in a row, but the last
we
2
know,
years,
Mike. We heard all about it.
Mike hasn't had a good table in 15 years. He tells us every day and every group chat.
The last 2 years, I had great table ones, and I finished with over a 2x stack. I think I started last year with almost a 3x stack, 160 going to day 2, and I think I won like 2 pots in the next 2 days. And
I just don't like all the days off in between, man. It's like,
well, see, that's the thing. You're not playing the whole World Series. So when you're playing every day, you want to get in there, get a couple days off.
Day off.
Come back. Then you come back
deep in the World Series.
Then you come back for another day, day 2, and then you get another day off. So basically having a day off or 2 days off between day 1 and 2, then having another day off between day 2 and 3 is so important for somebody that plays all the events like that.
Well, when I took 39th 2 years ago in the main event, I actually started max late reg, midday 2. So I mean, why would I change what works?
I remember we were scrambling to get your money
year.
together. I remember that. I had to like run over
No,
to get money.
No, that's not what it was. It was 2 years ago. I was there way before. It was the longest lines like I've ever seen at the World Series. I was in line for 3 hours.
Yeah,
it wasn't that I actually tried to start.
Those days are gone now. Now you just.
I agree, but that's why I was max late reg. Just 3.
Oh yeah, the app's
3
so
hours
nice.
of lines.
The app is so nice. I'd like to make it out there for a couple of the other ones too, like the Mystery Millions and like some PLO ones. I'm too busy.
The mystery
days.
bounties are fun.
Yeah, I like the PLO ones too. PLO is fun. There's I've done really well in those. I think I've cashed like 2 of the 3 I've been in. Like people don't know how to play PLO tournament. Like it's really weird how people play it.
They're terrible.
They're really bad.
Every ace, king, deuce, 3, they 3-bet, which is a joke.
Yeah.
One more thing we need to talk about before we go. Woodley, me and you are going to be in the same place, and we haven't discussed this. We're both going to Dover together.
I think so.
For the
yeah,
NASCAR
I gotta make
All-Star
sure.
race.
I'm like, oh, that is All-Star. Yeah, I'm like 80%, but yeah, that'll be fun.
It's going to be me, you, Jay White. We're going to get to see Phil. Phil gives us big hugs when we go. He's got the motorhome with the Bet Rivers logo, so it should be a big spectacle.
He never got back to me
White
if I can stay in it though. I gotta have a place to stay, you know.
I know. So I was doing the same thing. You can't find a place within like 20 minutes of that track.
No, I know. So I think there's room to crash there. So I think my plan would come in like Saturday night, and then,
The one other thing I wanted to say about the NBA here is, I think that OKC beats the Lakers easily without Jalen Williams, and they said he could be back for Game 3. I would never, ever bring him back unless they're down 2-0 or something, because they need him healthy for the Spurs or they need him for the Spurs. They need him healthy for the Spurs. I think Minnesota wins another game. I'd be shocked if they win the series. I'm not going to lie.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll shock the world.
And listen, I have 20-1 on Philly to win the East. I think you saw a tired team in Game 1. I think they come back and win Game 2. And if they happen to get crushed again in Game 2, my 20-1 will be worthless. And but
that is true.
Either way, I got 20-1 before they played Boston in Game 7. Boston was plus 170 to win the East, and Philly was 20-1. It didn't make sense. And so I took this bet, and a normal person would have just laid off the 1,500. What is that?
What is that?
The play of the century. I got that when Ant was hurt.
They're not winning the championship.
Explain what that is so everybody can see, and put that up again. You got to tell us. It's hard to read.
Timberwolves at 200-1 to win the championship, parlayed with the Wild at this was 16-1. $250 pays out $623,000.
Oh, wow. Do you have a cash out option right now? I know you're not going to do it. What does it say now?
He would 513.
I was going to say he'd cash out in a second if it was worth anything.
When did you bet that?
Let me look. It was.
That's a fun one. Man, if you win that, it is reality, party in Vegas on Woodley. If you win that one,
this was when Ant went down. It's like when Ant went down. Like you could get.
Oh, okay.
In all reality, that bet at least is a lot more live than Portland beating the Spurs. That 165. That
Brett good.
They played great. They got blown out 4 out of 5 games.
If the Wild win tonight, this one is very, very live because I'd be able to hedge the Oklahoma City series. Actually, let's just have the Lakers. Mike, let's just have the Lakers beat Oklahoma City.
Even if the Lakers win tonight, they'll still be 10 they'll still be 10 to 1 dog. Even if they win tonight.
That would be a fun one for our pod here. Lakers versus T-Wolves. I don't know how that's ever going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Sure be fun.
Nobody's beating OKC.
It would be fun.
It would be a good one. But no, this was fun. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
See you later.